Yes, guys, welcome to a brand new live stream. My name is Conan, and now if you want to get in shape for 2026, not next Monday, not January 1st, but right now, this is the simplest fat loss formula on the internet. It's called the 12-10-8-4-1 method, and it is so easy. Even the laziest, most inconsistent guys can follow it through the holidays. No starving, no detoxes, no crazy amounts of cardio, just the bare minimum habits that get the maximum fat loss. So let me break it down. Now, before I do, I just want to explain to you that I've helped hundreds of busy guys drop 20, 30, up to 50 pounds using this exact same method, even during the hardest time of the year, which is the holidays. We got Thanksgiving coming up. We got Christmas coming up. We got Boxing Day coming up. We got New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. We got all these celebrations, all these holidays coming up. But despite that, you can still follow this method and lose fat effortlessly. Now, by the end of this video, you know exactly how to use the 12-10-8-4-1 method to finish this year off nice and strong and start 2026 in the best shape of your life. Because far too often, it is November 15th as of filming this, I see so many people just let their foot off the gas, right? They'll tell themselves that, oh, life is too busy. The holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving is next week. Then we got December. Then we got Christmas Day. Then we got all these other days. I'm just going to put my health and fitness goals on the back burner because it is impossible for me to eat healthy now, to go on a walk, to exercise, to go to the gym. But that could not be further from the truth. If it is a priority for you, which hopefully if you're watching this video, it is, you are going to be able to make this happen. I guarantee you. That is how easy and how simple this method is. And so you're more than likely very confused as of what to do when it comes to, okay, well, how much should I eat? When should I eat? What types of food should I eat? How do I do my cardio? What workouts do I do? How do I do all of this, right? And I know it can be very, very, very overwhelming. So in this video, what we'll cover is we'll cover what each number means, the science behind it, real client stories, and how to start today without waiting for New Year's. So let's get into it. Starting with points number 1, which is 12. Now, 12 stands for your calories. So all you're going to do right now, right from the get-go, is take your body weight in pounds. Hopefully you have a rough idea of what your body weight is. Hopefully you have a scale at home. Make sure that you weigh yourself on an empty stomach with no food, no water in your system, first thing in the morning with no clothes on. That'll give you the most accurate representation of your current weight as of right now. And you're going to take that number. Let's say you hop on a scale tomorrow morning, fresh out of bed, and you weigh, let's say, 200 pounds. What you're going to do is you're going to take 200 pounds and multiply it by 12. That is how easy it is. And now this will give you your daily calories and will put you in a rough calorie deficit for fat loss to occur. And now this is perfect for the month of November and also December, when most people actually gain 5 to 12 pounds on average. And now research has also shown that a 20 to 25% energy deficit, calorie deficit, is the sweet spot for sustainable fat loss without tanking your hormones. So I just got done doing a bodybuilding show and I was in a severe calorie deficit. We're talking like a big deficit where I got down to single-digit body fat percentage. And that is not what I'm talking about here, because that by nature is unsustainable. It is not recommended for most people to follow that approach because it's not fun. It's not sustainable. Your energy will dip. But by being in a slight calories deficit, you won't be tanking your hormones because, yeah, being in a very deep deficit like I was for the past several months, testosterone levels tend to dip, estrogen levels, thyroid, all the other hormones within your body tend to dip, and you're almost like doing the opposite of what you want when it comes to losing weight. You want to obviously be healthy, improve your blood markers, and not go to super extreme end of things and have them actually decrease due to you being in a severe calorie deficit. So going back to the example, if you weigh 200 pounds right now, very simply, just take 200 pounds, put it into your calculator, hit the X button, multiply by 12, and that should give you roughly 2,400 calories. Now, this will give you your rough calories that you need in order to lose a bit of body weight per week. But now be careful, because this isn't like a set in stone number. And now you're going to have to kind of play around with this. Take this number. Let's say you get 2,400 calories, and just eat this number for the next 1 to 2 weeks and see how your weight fluctuates. So eat this number, make sure you track your food, obviously on a digital food scale using the MyFitnessPal app. I've made plenty of training videos on how to use MyFitnessPal, which is a calorie tracking app to help you track your food very, very easily and also very accurately. I can link it in the description down below if you guys want to check that out. But make sure that you track your food and then also track your weight and see how your weight fluctuates. So if you take this number and you eat it for the next 1 to 2 weeks and you notice that you're losing on average around 1 to 2 pounds a week, boom, you have found the sweet spot. You have found your calorie deficit. Keep on going. Now, if you notice that your weight isn't changing whatsoever, well, then you can just simply decrease it a bit, right? And if you notice that your weight is actually going up during this 1 to 2 week experiment, then you know that, okay, what I'm eating right now is definitely not putting me in a calorie deficit. It may actually be putting me in a calorie surplus. So let me decrease the calories. So just knowing roughly where to be at will just give you a rough estimate. But then from there, play around with the number. See how your weight fluctuates. And now it is really, really important to keep all the other variables within your life as constant as well. So don't go from living a super sedentary lifestyle, which you typically have been doing leading up to this, to now running marathons every single day, because your caloric expenditure every single day is going to differ drastically, and you're likely not going to be able to maintain running marathons every single day, right? So try to keep your regular habits as consistent as possible, just so you can get the most accurate representation of how many calories your body actually burns throughout the day. But let's say, using this example, you multiply your body weight by 12 and you get 2,400 calories and you're losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, then boom, perfect. You have found your calorie deficit number. And now this specific number of calories, 2,400 calories, will still give you plenty of room for holiday meals, date nights, and even weekend eating. Now let's move on to number 10, which stands for steps. So all you're going to do from here is just simply walk 10,000 steps per day. Now, during the colder months, people tend to move less often, right? Because it's cold outside, it may be snowing, it may be raining. It's just a bit inconvenient, which is why so many people gain fat a whole lot faster. Direct activity naturally just kind of lowers and goes down. But by walking, this will keep your metabolism alive even when you're eating more seasonal food. And now walking can also boost, on average, depending on how much you weigh, around 300 to 500 calories per day extra. It can also improve your insulin sensitivity, lower your stress levels, which is absolutely critical during holiday eating. Now, when I prepped for my last bodybuilding show a couple of weeks ago, walking was literally the secret weapon that made my fat loss feel effortless, even on high stress weeks. I did not do any specific form of cardio. I didn't really go on the treadmill, the elliptical, the Stairmaster. I wasn't running as much either. I was just simply increasing my step count, and I kept my step count fairly high. And that is all that I really did in order for me to keep on burning calories throughout the day, without really, putting that much effort into it, because walking, anyone can do it at any time. And one thing I like about walking is that not only anyone can do that at any time, but you can kind of multitask as you do it. One of my best friends, he has a walking pad in his house and he works from home. So he literally walks all the time. Like, he walks during his meetings, during his work, he walks after his meals. Like, having a walking pad is one of, if not the greatest kind of tools that you can get on a weight loss journey. Now, I know not many people can do that, like myself. Like, I don't have a walking pad. So what I do instead is I'll either use the treadmill gym upstairs to get my steps in, and I do that while maybe calling one of my friends, calling one of my clients, texting my clients, just scrolling on my phone, whatever it may be. Some people even like watch movies while they're walking, which you can also start doing, or you can even like listen to a podcast, right? So one thing that I like to do for myself is I love podcasts. Like, I'm addicted to podcasts. I probably go through 1 or 2 of them per day, but I make a rule to myself, because I enjoy listening to them so much, that I can only listen to that podcast when I'm either outside getting my steps in or on the treadmill getting my steps in. That is the only rule I set for myself. And so that kind of incentivizes me and excites me to go outside, get in my steps, because now I get immediately rewarded for going outside and getting my steps in by now being able to listen to the podcast that I've really been wanting to listen to, right? And so if you can stack a habit with another kind of thing that you already kind of like enjoy doing or look forward to doing, it just makes this one habit seem a lot more enjoyable and a lot more just like pleasurable and a lot more attractive to do. So that is the biggest hack that I can give you right now. If right now you're living a sedentary lifestyle and you just dread walking, combine walking with a fun activity, whether it's watching a movie, calling one of your friends, texting people, whatever it may be, or listening to your favorite audiobook, podcast. I like to listen to more like informative stuff, but there's some like great like podcasters out there. Obviously, you can listen to my podcast, The Barbarian Show. Just search up Cohnan Kotarski, and you can literally listen to this very live stream on podcast mode as well. And definitely encourage all my clients to do that, just so they can learn more about fitness as they go about burning calories. Some of my other favorite podcasts are Diary of a CEO. It's more for like entrepreneurs, and they talk about like business stuff, which is super, super fascinating. I like to listen to some fitness stuff, whether it's from Eric Helms, Mike Isertel, just like really some scientific people that are really into this stuff. So I know I'm kind of going off a tangent right now, but at the very least, if you can make walking more enjoyable for yourself, the chances of you sticking to your daily 10,000 step walking routine will be far more likely, as opposed to you dreading your walks. Because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, the chances of you sticking with that are going to be a lot less likely. So let's move on to the third number, which is 8, and that is going to be sleep. So very, very simply put, aim for 8 hours of sleep every single night. So if you have winter fatigue, holiday stress, this fixes both of them. Now, the University of Chicago found that people who slept 8 hours lost 55% more body fat than people who slept 5 hours. But now here's the thing. Even while both groups were eating the same amount of calories. I find this study so fascinating because it simply shows you that despite eating the same amount of calories, both groups, if you're sleep deprived, if you're not getting enough sleep in, your body is more prone to holding on to that body fat and actually losing muscle mass instead of losing body fat, as opposed to doing the opposite of what we want, which is holding on to muscle mass and strictly just losing the body fat, right? And that kind of goes to show you how critical sleep is. I get all of my sleeping information from Dr. Matthew Walker, who is very, very knowledgeable in this field. And please do not sleep on your sleep, because so many negative health consequences are literally coming down to you not getting enough sleep in. And I say this to my clients all the time, but it is literally the easiest thing that you can do. All that I'm asking you to do is lay down in bed for 8 hours with your eyes closed. I'm not asking you to do a grueling workout. I'm not asking you to run a marathon. I'm not asking you to eat a salad. All I'm asking you to do is lay down for 8 hours straight with your eyes closed, and you will burn body fat. I don't think people realize how powerful sleep is, not just from a burning body fat perspective, but then also like when you wake up the next morning and you didn't get a good night of sleep, and like, guess what? It's like, you're going to be sleep deprived. You're going to be tired. And it's actually been studies showing that when you're sleep deprived, you tend to not make the best food decisions. And then also within your body, 2 critical appetite hormones within our body go into opposite bad directions. So leptin, which signals to your body that you're nice and satisfied, actually goes up. And ghrelin, which signals to your body that you're constantly craving food, especially junk food, actually goes up as well. And so what that means is that when you're sleep deprived, you're going to be craving more junk food and not feeling as satisfied after eating. And I don't know about you, but I want to live life high in energy with no cravings. And so at the very least, like the least that I can do is just sleep for 8 hours a night. And now there are some genetic outliers out there where you don't necessarily need 8 hours, but just to keep this video and this specific kind of like method as simple as possible, try your best for 8 hours of sleep. If you do 7, that's totally fine. But I think for most people, 7 to 9 within that range is totally cool. But if you can shoot for 8 hours, you're going to be good to go. So if you fix your sleep in November, you'll beat 99% of people waiting for January. I guarantee you that. Now let's move on to number 4, which is for workouts. So simply put, 2 upper body workouts, 2 lower body workouts per week, and that'll equal 4 total workouts throughout the week. So November through December, like I said, it's chaotic. Most people can't stick to a 6-day workout split, but 4 workouts a week, anyone can do that, right? Now, training each muscle group twice a week has also been proven to optimize strength and hypertrophy, which is just a fancy scientific word for muscle building, especially for busy men. And this is a great way to break up your workouts into 2 lower body workouts. So that includes your quads, glutes, hamstrings, calves, and abs. And then 2 upper body workouts, which includes your chest, back, shoulders, biceps, and triceps. And now the way that you can kind of like distribute this throughout the week, and the way that we do this with our clients typically, is Monday will be a lower body workout, Tuesday will be an upper body workout, Wednesday will be your day off, Thursday will be lower body again, Friday will be upper again, and then Saturday and Sunday you get to have off as well, where you have a bit more free time. Maybe you want to go on a date nights, maybe you want to socialize a bit more, relax a bit more, whatever it may be. And the workout really should not be lasting any more than 60 minutes. You can even start with home workouts as well. So like honestly, like if fitness is a priority for you, like finding 60 minutes 4 times a week really should not be too much to ask, especially if this is something that you genuinely want to do, right? Like 100%. Now let's move on to the last number, which is number 1, and that is for your protein. What you're going to do is simply eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. This is the golden standard when it comes to your protein intake. Protein keeps you full during a holiday season full of snacks, parties, office treats, and leftovers. Protein also burns 2 to 3 times more calories during digestion compared to carbs and fats due to the thermic effect, which simply means that it takes a bit longer for your body to fully break down and digest within your body after consuming protein compared to the other 2 macronutrients, which are carbohydrates and fats, because your body primarily uses carbohydrates first for immediate energy. It turns it into glucose for immediate energy, just for your brain, and then also for just your body movement. And then secondary source your body uses for energy will be fats, and then the last energy source will be protein. But your body really does want to be using protein as its main source of energy. It really wants to use it for building muscle, right? So that is why protein takes a bit longer for your body to fully break down and digest. It also helps stabilize blood sugar and also absolutely crushes your cravings. So if you're right now eating a low protein diet, I guarantee you, if you just up your protein intake through the form of chicken breast, fish, steak, any type of meat, dairy products, low-fat dairy products, you're going to be noticing that you're going to be fuller for longer and not have all these random weird cravings. And especially if you start your morning with a high-protein breakfast, you're going to be so satiated, especially if you're used to eating like a sugary like breakfast every single morning, whether it's a cereal or muffins or cupcakes, whatever people eat nowadays. Like, change your breakfast, and I guarantee you, you're going to be saving hundreds of extra calories, because you're not going to be craving food by 10 a.m. again and go for that muffin. And instead, you're probably just going to skip out on that, and you're just going to keep on crushing your work day or whatever you're going to be doing for work or whatever you're going to be doing for that day without really thinking about food, without craving food. So 100% start your day with a high protein breakfast. And then every other meal that you eat, your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, try your best to incorporate a good quality source of protein within that. So for example, if you weigh 180 pounds, eat roughly 180 grams of protein. Split that between 2 to 3 meals, 4 meals, however many meals you want to eat. There's no magical number. You don't need to eat chicken, broccoli, and rice 6 times a day. If you want to eat 3 meals, totally cool. 2 meals, fine. 4 meals, also good. 5 meals, whatever. Just do whatever fits best within your schedule. But if you just split this between a couple of meals, it is insanely easy. And now, here is why this super simple method works. The 12, 10, 8, 4, 1 method is the anti-New Year's resolution plan. Most people wait for January. They binge through the holidays and starts 2026 heavier than ever. I'm going to say it one more time. Most people listening to this right now, or just most people in general, they're going to be starting the new year heavier than ever due to all the holiday foods and the guilt and whatever. But you can use this the next 6 weeks as a cheat code. So going over this really quickly, put yourself in a small calorie deficit, go on daily walks, sleep 8 hours, do 4 short workouts per week, and eat a high protein diet. It is the lazy man's blueprint to roll into 2026 leaner, stronger, and ahead of everyone else. Now, if you want a custom plan using this exact same 12, 10, 8, 4, 1 method with your own specific calories, your own specific macros on your own schedule and your own workouts, what you can go ahead and do is schedule a free consultation call with me down below, where we'll essentially go over your current goals. We'll see exactly how much weight you're looking to lose or how much muscle you're trying to gain. We'll look exactly at what's holding you back right now, whether it's lack of time, lack of accountability, lack of structure, lack of everything, whatever it may be. And then we'll create a game plan together to help you absolutely crush your goals within the next 3 to 6 months, but hopefully before the new year even starts, so you can go into 2026 with a ton of momentum behind you, so you can absolutely crush your New Year's goals before New Year's even started. So start now, beat the holiday weight gain, and enter 2026 looking like a completely different person. And I'll see you all there. Peace.